Hello everyone, I'm super excited to share this recipe with you. This is an instant sambar recipe. This is a lifesaver because this doesn't need you to cook the thoor dal separately and blend it all together. This is one powder that you can keep in your pantry for about 3 to 6 months and then use it instantly to make sambar if you have sudden guests or if you have an event that you need to cook suddenly for. Okay, it has multiple ingredients, but it's worth the effort. And today I'm making a bulk preparation because I had signed up for a fundraiser. So today I'm going to make this instant sambar powder, and we have everything measured out. I'm using 3 different kinds of chilies. There is Kashmiri red chilies, and there is this particular kind of chili. I don't know what it is called, but this one is the spiciest Teja chili, which my friend Fatima recently introduced to me. It is, my gosh, it is one spicy one and very flavorful. I've never heard of that before, but then when I found it, I'm like, it is amazing. Okay, it looks very innocent and small, but it packs a punch. So I'm using about 100 of those Teja chilies, about 25 of the Kashmiri red chilies for color. Okay, and then this one also adds a punch, but I've added 50 of it. So totally about 200 grams, I think, or 150 to 200 grams. But we have about 100 Teja, 25 of Kashmiri, and 50 of this other spicy one. Okay, so 3 different chilies. You can use one particular chili and just go for it, whichever is your favorite. But this one adds color and flavor. And please do not remove the stems. If you're ever tempted to remove it before frying them or anything, please do not remove it at this point. We'll do it after we dry fry it. Otherwise the seeds will come out and it's going to make your, or if you need your sinuses cleared, then go for it. But do not remove the stem. We'll do it once we fry it. Okay, we're going to dry fry pretty much everything today and then grind it all. So I have 4 cup measure of channa dal or Bengal gram dal. This is what we use in general for making vade, the masala vade. This is Bengal gram dal. So I have 4 cups of that, and then this is the traditional thoor dal or sambar dal that we make sambar or any kind of lentil curry. Okay, so I have 4 cups of it, and we have 2 cups of desiccated coconut. If I was making this sambar instantly, I would use fresh coconut, but since this is an instant sambar and we don't want to fuss with grating fresh coconut, we're going to use the desiccated one. It's about 2 cups. And I have about 2 cups of coriander seeds. Okay, this is whole coriander seeds, the one cilantro comes out. Cilantro gives up all these seeds. It's dry coriander seeds, packs a lot of flavor to your Indian dishes. And then I have half a cup of raw rice. This is pretty much any rice that you use to cook and on a regular basis. Nothing particular. This is Sona Masuri, the small grain rice that I'm using. You can use any rice. This gives a nice silky texture to your sambar, so don't skip on that. And then we have fenugreek. Fenugreek is a nice flavorful one, but if you add too much, it's going to make your sambar better. I have about 6 teaspoons. Okay, and we're going to dry fry it as well. And I have about 2 teaspoons of black peppercorns. This again adds a lot of flavor. Do not skimp on it. I know it's a very small proportion compared to everything else, but this adds a nice flavor to your sambar. So we have about 2 teaspoons of it, and then 2 teaspoons of fenugreek. Anytime we use dal, we're going to use fenugreek. You can add the bulk or the firm one which comes in a slab, or you can make the powder one. Okay, I'm using the powder one today. It's about 2 teaspoons. And we are using some sugar. I know you may think, why sugar in sambar, right? But this will add, again, enhances the flavor. Usually we add jaggery. I would prefer to add jaggery if I'm making fresh sambar. But today, since we're going to preserve it this longer, the minute I start grinding, the jaggery will start liquefying and ruin my entire powder. Okay, so if at all you can, I'm going to put the recipe in the description box for 1 cup or maybe 1 portion measure, but this is a bulk preparation that you can use as many times as you want. It may last you up to 3 to 6 months depending on how many times you make sambar. I at least make it once a week, so I tend to use it a lot. And the sugar lets the powder stays in the powder form. If you add jaggery, like a lot of them in Bangalore and Karnataka do, you cannot preserve the powder for longer. Okay, so just be mindful. This is an option that you can pick either sugar or jaggery. I'm just showing jaggery for a sample, okay, but use the sugar. And then curry leaves. These are dried ones that I've specifically got for today's powder preparation. So let's go ahead and dry fry our chana dal first. My pan has been heated. I have the flame on medium. This is how it looks. Not too brown, okay? And do not burn them, then the entire powder will taste funky. So let's transfer it onto our tray. Now let's add our next ingredient, our thoor dal. 4 cups of thoor dal. Shake it out so it gets cooled. Let's add our dhania or our whole coriander seeds. It's been about 5 minutes of frying the coriander. I'm going to add my curry leaves to this because it doesn't need to really fry much. It's already dry. Just to warm it up and crisp up a little bit. You should just be in my kitchen right now. It smells amazing. Now let me add the 2 cups of desiccated coconut. Again, this doesn't need a long time. So we're just going to slightly fry them. It's been about 2 minutes. And I don't want my coconut getting super brown or anything. We're gonna remove it and toss it with the dals. Okay. And there we go. Again, shake it up. Let it cool down. Let's add our next ingredients. These are 3 small ones, our fenugreek seeds. Let them get toasted to a nice brown. And then we'll add rice and peppercorns. This is almost like your halfway point. It doesn't take long from here. So the fenugreek has slightly got color. I'm going to toss in my rice. Let's have a cup of rice and 2 teaspoons of peppercorns. Our rice has turned opaque and our fenugreek has turned a nice golden brown. So at this point we will take it out. Add it to the rest. Let's go ahead and add our chilies. Make sure to keep the flame on very medium, okay? Don't go super high, then it's going to start smoking. They crunch up and crisp up, and we will take it out. And then we're going to remove the stems of the teja chili. Okay, right now keep it intact. We'll add our asafoetida and our sugar while grinding. So don't worry to fry them up for any reason. Just leave them as is, and then once we start grinding up powder, you can add it to the end and give it a stir. Okay? So everything is nice and crisp and cool. I have a dry mixie jar. Only use dry utensils, please. And we're gonna grind it. Let's add our asafoetida. Grind it to a nice smooth powder, and it smells heavenly. Amazing. So let's transfer it into a nice clean bowl and grind the rest. So keep grinding each batch and keep adding. It has to cool down a bit before we can save it in an airtight container. So here it is, my jar. I'm going to put the lid on and place my tag and put the lid back and close it tight and snug, and use only dry utensils. And here is our little jar of sambar podi. Let me show you how I'm going to package it. Use a funnel. This is found in the baking aisle or in the canning goods aisle. So let's go ahead. Our powder has cooled. I'm going to take a big scoop and fill it.